Hey everybody, my name's Taikoru and welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about some of the new weapons dropping in the Prophecy Dungeon, new as of update 7.3.5 on March 5th, 2024. And these weapons are unbelievable. The perk pools are great, and some of these new reprised weapons are definitely a breath of fresh air, giving life to this Prophecy Dungeon. Now, breakdowns of most of these weapons are going to be coming very soon, and ladies and gentlemen, like I said, they're nuts. So, if that sounds good to you and you want to see these videos when they go live, please think about subscribing and hitting that bell icon. That helps the channel a ton. And if it deserves it, like this video. I appreciate you all and thank you so much. Starting it off, we have the Prosecutor. This is an ARC 450 RPM precision frame AR, dropping from the first encounter in the Prophecy Dungeon. Instantly, I'm seeing tons of arc synergy with Dragonfly as well as Volt Shot. Volt Shot jolting those targets and potentially proccing Dragonfly if you can get him weak will be unbelievable. And it's a slower firing AR, so hitting those precisions to proc Dragonfly as well as Volt Shot will be very, very strong. This is probably the role I'm going to go for instantly, but there's another one here. You've got Rewind as well as Frenzy. This will definitely help to be a good all-purpose AR if you didn't get that last breath roll. Rewind and Frenzy, as well as Crossing Over, the origin trait we'll talk about, is really, really strong. This is Crossing Over, the origin trait. It states that this weapon has increased range and handling for the top half of the magazine, while rounds from the bottom half of the magazine deal increased damage. This is an unbelievably strong origin trait, and all of the new prophecy weapons that drop will have this on it. And this right here makes some of these weapons worth it in general, and better than just a basic AR with Rewind Frenzy. I'll do a lot of testing on the range and the exact damage increase of Crossing Over, but a free damage boost from your origin trait that probably will stack with Frenzy and everything else is unbelievable. But if I had to choose just one, for the Prosecutor dropping from the Prophecy Dungeon, I'm going with Dragonfly, Volt Shot, Crossing Over. Let's move on. Second up is Darkest Before, and this was already an unbelievable rapid fire frame ARC pulse rifle that had some great perks, and it's been changed a little bit. Now in Season 23, when it drops, it is a solar rapid fire frame pulse rifle, but that only helped this weapon even more because in this fourth column, I'm instantly drawn to Incandescent. That'll be the go-to with most solar weapons, and in PvE, Incandescent is a go-to. Combine that obviously with Crossing Over, this busted origin trait, and in the third column, you have plenty of options. You could go with Heal Clip, a new buffed perk that states reloading shortly after dealing a final blow grants Cure to you and your nearby allies. It's a very, very strong perk that gives you a boost of healing and synergizes well with Incandescent burning up rooms and healing you. You could also combine Incan with Subsistence. This will just reload the magazine, and as those targets burn out, it'll just keep proccing Incandescent and Subsistence reloading the mag. Or Wellspring, Incandescent, excuse me. This one will have enemies burning out with Incan and returning some ability energy back to you. You cannot go wrong with this weapon. Any roll in combination with Incandescent is going to be great. Me personally, let's do Heal Clip and Incandescent. Heal Clip just got a buff, and combining it with Incandescent, like I said, as well as Solar Synergy is going to be great. But Subsistence and Wellspring are nothing to shake a stick at either. These are great options. A really, really good weapon, and I'll be farming for this one for sure. Next up, we have Adjudicator. Now this is a reprised weapon from Trials of the Nine, just like Prospector was, but these weapons are nothing like they were in Season 1. They came back with some unbelievable perk combinations. In the third column, I'm seeing tons. Threat Detector, Feeding Frenzy is a great option. You've got Dynamic Sway, even Perpetual Motion. Wow, anything you want in this column for PvE, you can choose. But for me, I'm going to do Subsistence. And in the fourth column, Tons of other great options. You could go Subsistence Frenzy, Rampage is here, but to proc off each other, I'm going Subsistence and Onslaught. Onslaught states that final blows with this weapon increase its rate of fire, and it's already a 600 RPM kinetic submachine gun. Onslaught increasing that rate of fire, and Subsistence replenishing your magazine, which is well needed on an SMG, will be amazing together. I'm going to be farming this one out from the second encounter, and I'm really hoping I get a god roll. Guide is coming very soon on Adjudicator. And finally, rounding off the list of new or reprised weapons dropping from the Prophecy Dungeon, we've got Judgement, and this one is absolutely unreal. Judgement was already dropping from the Prophecy Dungeon, but they've changed the roles and the type of weapon. It's now dropping as a Stasis 140 hand cannon, and with that comes some unbelievable perks. In the third column, I'm seeing Demo, definitely. Headstone is an option, maybe even Slide Shot if you want to partially reload. But the two that I see standing out are Headstone and Demolitionist. Those are two go-tos, and you cannot go wrong with either one. Me personally, I'm choosing Demo. And in that second slot, Adrenaline Junkie. I love my synergy and I love my grenades. Demo and AJ on a stasis weapon just screams Osmiomancy gloves. This is the 1-2 punch. Demo and AJ. I highly recommend farming this out from the first encounter of the Prophecy Dungeon. Now I want to shout out Headstone and Timed Payload. This might be another synergistic option here. Headstone proccing and the timed payload shot might shatter the crystal you make from Headstone. I'll have to do some testing and maybe get this roll, but with no testing at all, I can assure you, Demolitionist, and Adrenaline Junkie on the Judgment is what you're going to want. I highly recommend farming out this weapon. If you have Osmiomancies and you're a Warlock, this will be your best friend for Stasis. Thank you all so much for checking this video out on the new Prophecy Dungeon God rolls. Reprised or just a refreshed perk pool, these weapons are amazing, and I really want to commend Bungie for breathing a lot of new life into the Prophecy Dungeon and giving us a reason to jump back in there. Luckily, this is a shorter dungeon, and I really like that. You can get in and farm the entire dungeon out a few times in an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and get every encounter, every god roll to drop for you possibly. Darkest Before, Judgment, Adjudicator, and Prosecutor. They're all really strong weapons, and the combination of that origin trait, in my opinion, might vault them into the meta. And if you want to see those guides on all 4 of these weapons when I get them, hint, I already got the Judgment. They'll be coming very soon. Hit that bell icon and subscribe to the channel, as well as share this channel with your friends and family if you think it deserves it. Thank you all again for checking it out, and as always, I'll see you around. Have a good one.